Jenna, folks. Yeah, again, a video in English. Surprise, surprise. Some people already know that I'm a big fan of the work of William Collins, which is not anymore one of my favorite knife makers. He is actually my favorite knife maker, so he's number one. Congratulations to that, William. Well deserved. Today's video is about, and you have seen it on unboxing a little bit, is about his newest model, or at least his last released one. It is, let me show it to you. You can see it here. Hopefully, yeah, it is the William Collins Slick first production run. So I was asking, so in his Facebook group of William Collins, if anyone has done a video on the Slick, and if so, if I could have the link to that video, and most of the replies just stated, feel free to do the first video. So I'm doing obviously the first video on the Slick. So again, as always in my videos, this is not about the measurements or specs of the, again, WC Knives Slick. This video is just about to show, first of all, the knife in action, of course, and a comparison between the Slick and two other models, just to give you a better understanding of the size of this knife. Because when I hold it first in my hand, I was pretty surprised how slick this pretty cool and dope knife is. But there's also a downside when it comes to that, but let me explain this a little bit later on, and this is only because of the situation where William is based and where I live, and what you take or what you need to take in consideration when you want to order a Slick, or at least a model from William Collins. But I will go to that point a little bit later. So let me maybe switch the angle a bit, and or the perspective, and I will start with the comparison between the Slick and two other models which are pretty well known and common. So a comparison, yeah, this is again the Slick, both sides. Look on the spine, and this is a well-known model. Let me bring in another model. 1 second. This is just another well-known model. This is a WC&K, the neck knife from William Collins, and the WC&K is considered for a lot of people as a small or smallish or smaller knife. Here you have the direct comparison between the Slick and the WC&K. You can see it's not that wide in the blade. Of course, handle way shorter and not that contoured, but I don't think, to be really honest, that the contour of the Slick is somehow a downsize, because when I saw this knife first on William's videos, when he introduced it, and also the pre-order period, I thought to myself, yeah, of course I love the handles, because, you know, these are knives made to work, as we all know. But I have seen this as an EDC option. And when it comes to EDCing knives, I like slimmer knives, and of course, yes, as the name says, slicker knife as well. And, you know, having such a well-contoured but also somehow bulkier handle as an EDC option means that you maybe sometimes are a little bit, how to say, handicapped when it comes to a concealed carry, which I really like, especially for my EDC blades, that I can carry it concealed. Let me bring in another knife, which is, as some of you have seen in my post on the Facebook group of William, my second favorite, because this is my favorite knife until now. Let's see how this, or if this will change when I have spent some time with the Slick. This is Also a well-known model, this is the Alaska Scout. Just for comparison, yeah. You see, it's a whole different league. But that was, of course, done with purpose. When we're on a tabletop view, I think we can just then jump right into the review of the knife. So I decided for black micarta handles. Obviously, I did that. I decided also for the sheath, which is great. Yeah, if you see some scuff marks, that's because of the Kydex sheath, and that's pretty normal. I was talking a bit about the handle, and I'm still saying, and I still think that this handle is great. Yeah, especially for an EDC knife, for an EDC option of a knife, because as I said, I like a concealed carry, and the slimmer the knife, the more concealed, or the easier you can conceal it. When it comes to the handle, I mean, I have glove size. I don't know if this is somehow comparable to the US, but when it comes to Europe, I have glove size around 9. Here in Europe, that means that's a solid L, a solid large. And you can see when I close my hand, I have a full 4-finger grip. And what I was not expecting, but I'm pretty happy about it, that this is really comfy. Yeah, the edges are a little bit rounded off, so it's a comfy grip. I think if I would do hard work, which doesn't make any sense for a blade maybe that size or that profile, but if I would do hard work, I think after an hour or two maybe I would really get some hot spots in the hand. But again, this is for me an EDC blade. I'm not expecting to work hard with this knife, especially that long. Just give me a couple of seconds. I will do some feather sticks and some woodwork that you can see how it performs. But again, I was pretty surprised how comfy this handle is, and you have all the options when it comes to the grip or to the grips compared to other William Collins knives. Because what I like to do is, because I like the part to the tip, or I use it almost, yeah, as often as I can, or the most. Therefore, I like this kind of grip where I just have 3 fingers on the handle, and the other one is alleviating over the blade to shorten it, and that I can work better on the belly and on the tip. That's also possible with that grip because you have a small groove here, and without any concerns, I can grab the knife that way, hold it secure, and can work properly. It's also quite easy if you want to have a forward grip on it. It's also secure, no concerns. Yeah, again, I think that's a really good design idea and really good brought to life from William Collins. Yeah, it's an easy handle and an easy looking handle, but you can do all the grips which you use maybe for or on a WC&K or other models. Yeah, where you have the options to make the forward grip and to work it that way and that way and that way. That also works pretty good, or in the same way with the slick. Yeah, no concerns. Let me just get some wood and we will talk a bit about the blade and how it performs, and just give me a second, I'll be back. So here we go. This is dry pine wood. Yeah, it's a softer wood, I know, but again, I'm not expecting that this knife performs like Alaska bush tool or something like that. Yeah, when it comes to cutting, yes, of course it will perform that way, but when it comes to the sheer power which I can bring to the blade, I'm not going to compare this to larger knives. Yeah, so you can see that what I'm doing quite often is, and maybe I'm the only one, I don't know actually, is I like to do feather sticks with the part more to the tip and not to the handle. Yeah, a lot of people like to do the feather sticks with the Scandi part of the knife. I actually don't. Yeah, I use the Scandi part just to hog off the wood. Yeah, that's the way I like to use the Scandi the most. I like to use this upper part of the blade, And it is pretty good in that, you can see without any effort. I mean, that's no surprise, William Collins having this 11.5, 12-degree angle on the blade, which performs exceptionally good. It is really a good cutter, especially when you see the spine of the blade, which is quite thin for William Collins. It performs as a cutter pretty good, and feather sticking is just making feather sticks is a breeze. Yeah, it's no effort in doing that. So, as expected, really, really good and easy result. This blade consists obviously of the Scandi edge, something like a tooth or a serration, and then here the high saber grind and a blended part. So question here is, how does the tooth perform? Yeah, does it perform like the quarter round, like we know it from the Master Bushman? Yes, it does. Yeah. Again, a breeze. Yeah. The tip, you can see it. It's a pointy one, but I'm not concerned that this is a weak spot. Again, this is not a pry bar. Yeah, this is a knife. But for the things I want to do with this knife, I'm not concerned that this knife will perform or outperform the most knives out there. The Scandi part, yeah, easy. Yeah. So I'm just a little bit careful because, when I'm pushing the knife forward with that Scandi, it will hog off the wood. And you see where the camera is right now, it's mounted, and when I'm pushing too hard, I will kick the camera away. That's the reason why I'm a little bit more carefully than needed. Yeah. It's doing a great job. It really does. It really does. So I think that's enough. Maybe just for the sake of the demonstration, making a notch there is that easy. Just a simple one. Can you see it? Yeah. So it bites deep. The tip, as expected, is doing really, really good work with this fine task. Yeah. No concerns. As expected. Really good. I was mentioning in the beginning of this video that there is something like a downside, especially for us people in Europe. And I'm pretty aware that maybe Europe is not the core market of William Collins, unfortunately. And I'm doing my best to change that somehow and to educate people here what these knives literally can do and how good William craftsmanship is. Yeah, and especially as a person is a great person as well and a great businessman. But back to the topic. For us, I mean, this knife was announced like something like the economy line of William Collins, yeah, which is, or the price was $150 plus 20 for the sheath or 25 for the sheath, something like that. I can't remember correctly, but that doesn't matter. So it was around 170 US dollars, yeah, the price with the sheet included. When I received that knife, and again, this is of course not William's fault, or I'm not pointing at him in no way I'm doing this. This is just to make it clear that maybe this economy line, especially for us people in Europe, doesn't mean that this is just so economy as we would like to see it. After shipping, after taxes, this knife cost me 320 US dollars, which is a huge amount. Yeah, and again, I'm a big fan, and I will promote these knives wherever I can, because I'm more than convinced that these knives are top notch. Yeah, you can't find a better knife, especially when you are a woods or outdoorsman, in my humble opinion. but $320 for a knife is a huge amount. Again, this is not William's fault. This is just one thing. It was a little bit a downside for me when I received the letter from customs, what I need to charge to their services and taxes and yada yada, all these things. I was a little bit surprised. But again, to make a verdict, is this knife actually worth to carry the initials of William Collins? Yes, of course it is. It is an awesome blade. It is really an awesome blade. And if you can, and if you are in the US and you have these 150, 170 bucks left, that's a clear recommendation from my side. If you want to start with a William Collins knife, or if you want to have a smaller EDC knife, just drop that money on the table and buy this knife. Yeah. Of course, you need to wait, and William Collins is stating these each and every time, and I'm doing the same. You need to wait, 160, 190 days, something around that. William is always on back order, which is a good thing, because that means a lot of people are requesting his knives. But you need to wait, and if you can't wait, what a pity, but if you wait, you will get one of the best, or you will get the best knives out there, in my opinion. The Slick, again, is in the same league as each and every William Collins knife. It is a really good craftsmanship. It is a pretty good performer, and way better than expected. So this was promised, this video was promised, so I promised, I delivered. Hope you have some fun with that video. Excuse if you find any strange pronunciations or some mistakes in language. Please excuse me. This is not my mother tongue. It's my third language I'm speaking. So accept my apologies. Stay safe all, and hope to read you soon. Have a great day. Hej då.